Hello, good evening. Today's date is 18 August 2021, and my name is Nilesh Hanmant Shinde, and I am going to describe today's video topic. The today's video topic name is the database database mapping. So, while the saving the data in SQL or the any database, we have to manage our data with the with any language uh, which is understand by the database. The database is can be it can help it can be help to save our data in tabular format in for example, we take a SQL. In SQL we using the database mapping. So there are the number of types in that. The one to one mapping, one to many mapping, and one to many mapping, and many to one mapping. So these are the types of the database mapping. Uh, let we discuss in details in about these types. The first type is the one to one mapping. The one-to-one mapping represents a single valued association. That means in one plus in one-to-one mapping, there is a one record is attached, or it is associated with only if only and only one records. So this type of the mapping is known as a one mapping. Let me take an example. One to one mapping. Suppose there is a one institute, or there is a one school. In that, each school has a students, and the students has a the school. Suppose the school has a one database of the students. Then the student each student has a separate ID, that is student ID, and that each student has a each each student ID is assigned with only one student ID. That means we are using the unique numbers for that. The ID which is assigned for the one student is cannot be repeated. So this is a type of the one-to-one mapping. Then now we discuss about the more about the in example. We take an example of the first table is the student ID, and the second is the contact information of the student. Then in first column, that is the student ID column, there is a we are suppose the each and every value inserted in that student, it is a unique value. So we can say that we can set this value as a primary key. The primary key means it cannot be these values cannot be doubled, or it cannot be repeated. So if we use these values or this table in the another table, that is the contact information, then this is known as a secondary value, that is the foreign key. Then this is a foreign key. Now we take a next example, next type, that is the one to many relationship. If there is a record, that is one record is associated or the connected with multiple records, then this type of the mapping is called as a one to many mapping. Let me suppose an example. The customer can have multiple sales order, and for example, if we have two tables, that is customer, in that the customer ID is a primary key, and say in second table the order is each order has a customer ID. So in the first order, the customer ID is set to primary key, and in second table there is a other there is a each and every order is having the each which is contain the first table, which is known as a foreign key. So this is example of the one to many relationship or the mapping. Then the next example is the many to many mapping. If the multiple records in a table, then the multiple records of the table is associated or connected with multiple records of other tables, then this type of the mapping is known as a multiple mapping. Now we discuss about the last type, that is the one many to one mapping. That in that case the multiple records which is associated only and only one records of other tables, then this is known as a many to one mapping. So this is all about the database mapping. Thank you.